So this is all good for Flash and Flex applications, but there's still a lot of people who are building other applications for the web using HTML and some other technologies. Perhaps you've heard of Ajax.
Ajax, yes. Have you heard of it?
Of course, we're very close.
Very good. Okay. Ajax is really important, yes, web development, but also Ajax is important for Air development. As you heard yesterday, Air 1.5 has improved the browser support, HTML and JavaScript support inside of Air, allowing you to build even more sophisticated applications in HTML. So Ajax becomes important there as well. And so improving Ajax productivity is just as important. So step this way, I'd like you to meet Agent Greg, who will tell you about some of the Ajax productivity features in Dreamweaver CS4. Good. Greg.
Absolutely, Agent F. So Agent Noob, was it? You might recall back in CS3 of Dreamweaver, we actually introduced support for the Spry framework for Ajax. But if you wanted to use any other framework, it became a very manual process. So we wanted to do something for the rest of those frameworks with Dreamweaver CS4. So we've been working actually very closely with the Open Ajax Alliance to allow you to embrace any framework which you may choose to work on right here within Dreamweaver CS4. For example, one of the things that we most often want to do is to add interface or UI elements to our pages. And you don't even have to remember a URL. Directly from here within Dreamweaver CS4, I can actually go out and browse for web widgets that'll take me out to our Exchange where we can download and install those directly into the application. I've already done that here, and you'll notice that if I look at my insert panel, I've downloaded some jQuery, some Mood Tools, UI components.
Can you use the jQuery one? Actually, is a lot of our audience here are using jQuery.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we did implement jQuery here within our page that we've been working on for Echo Tours. Right. You see, the problem that they faced here with our layout was that we were actually scrolling quite a lot here on the right-hand side. So we thought, we could use one of those Ajax UI components, perhaps an accordion pane, to actually display a lot of information in a very small space. So let me just get rid of this content initially here. I'll just shift select that and delete it. And then just go back to my insert panel where I'll take that jQuery UI accordion and place it on the page. Now,
that doesn't look like an accordion.
Well, of course it doesn't look like an accordion because right now it's just a simple markup. And you know that any Ajax component is really nothing more than HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript. So it becomes interesting when we actually turn on our new live view here directly within Dreamweaver CS4 so that we can actually see and interact with that component.
Cool.
Now again, this doesn't look all that great, but again, because this is nothing more than CSS, I went ahead and, I know a thing or two about CSS. In fact, I wrote a book on it. And so I thought, you know what? It's available out in the bookstores now. So what I thought we would do was we'd actually spice this accordion pane up. So here I have it over here on the right-hand side, and we'll go into our live view here, where we can see that I've actually used images here to actually display individual pieces of that content.
Very cool.
Now, of course, as I was talking with the client and showing them this, they wanted to know if we had to actually click.
Yeah, what about those nice effects that you see now where you just sort of roll over?
Very easy to implement, because you'll notice over here, Dreamweaver has identified the jQuery component, and the fact that I have a click event here, I'm just going to change that to a mouse over event, and I'll just refresh my page over here so that now I'm not having to click, I'm just simply rolling over, and I'm seeing all the interactions exactly as it appears inside of the browser.
That's great.
Now, of course, we also implemented another widget over here on the forums page where we're booking our travel. Let me go ahead and turn that on in live view so that you can see this is nothing more than a jQuery tab component that I placed on here, and I can simply navigate through my form just like that.
That page over there,
yes?
That should be a date control.
Well, that's actually not a bad idea. Filling out dates is always difficult, especially if you have a European audience possibly. And so let's just go ahead and remove that input control. And I'm working here now inside of code while at the same time seeing what's happening in live view. Let's go back over here to our insert panel, and we actually have a calendar component from jQuery. I'm just going to insert that in there. And you see what's really cool about that is that now when I click in the field, I can actually see the calendar.
Very nice.
Now,
very nice.
Of course, the thing is...
Yeah, see, I think this looks great, but that color scheme doesn't really match there with the...
That's true, but...
It's default colors that you're stuck with, right?
Exactly. Well, it's actually, we're not stuck with it. Of course not. You see, because we can make a really simple change here, but the problem is that calendar component doesn't actually exist over here. It's not actually part of my HTML until after the JavaScript fires. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Dreamweaver CS4 to simply say, I want to freeze my JavaScript. In other words, take a snapshot of my page exactly as it appears right now. And this is going to allow me to drill down into this component and actually see, whoops, if I actually click on the component, it's going to allow me to drill down here so that I can actually see the controls, the CSS that are attached to this. Let's go into this particular CSS file, and this is an external CSS file that I'm manipulating right now. I want to change it to a color that's more appropriate here for our site and just refresh my page, and now you can see I have a lovely green to match.
Incredible. So, serious productivity is there.
Absolutely. And remember that while I'm building this for our website, Ajax, as you said, can be used for air applications, and right here from within Dreamweaver CS4, I can actually create my applications.
That's perfect. Great. Thank you, Agent Greg.
Terrific.